We trust nobody.
And this is Trust the Process.
Woof.
Amoona.
Do.
Hi.
How
So
are you?
good, good, good. Happy to be here.
Fire. How's your
Woo.
day? How's your morning?
It was good. The drive from West Palm was a drive.
Yeah.
Oh wait, West Palm.
West Palm Beach.
I didn't know you come from West Palm. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
West Palm. I told
How
Ann,
long? Yeah. I thought you knew.
it changes every time. Every
Really?
time I come from West Palm to Miami, it changes.
something different.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
something
surprise.
different.
What was the? How far was
It
it?
was like an hour. It said an hour 13. It was definitely like an hour 30.
Nah, you were real.
Oh,
for
wow.
coming.
Yeah.
You
Thank
were-
you
were
for
real
coming.
for-
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so
I was
far.
surprised I even made it on time because I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, Miami's a whole different world from West Palm. That drive is crazy because there's always construction.
What's West Palm
Yeah,
like?
that's so true.
Like, what's the difference? 'Cause I've never been to West Palm. I don't know if you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
I feel like it's not super. I lie if I say it's not super different. It's different in the sense of like, here is very full.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of
The streets are
people.
full. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and like coming here from 95 too, like using 95.
Yeah.
There's a lot of construction on the road, so I think it takes a lot longer. But I love coming to Miami. I just
Yeah.
don't like driving to Miami.
When do you come to Miami? Like what for?
For events,
Okay.
they have festivals down here sometimes.
Film festivals or just.
Yeah, like
general?
ABFF, American Black Film Festival.
Okay.
But when it comes to Miami, I definitely do not like driving back. So not 9 times out of 10 when I come, I just stay.
That's real. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not driving back the same day. It's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible. I'm
Yeah.
being dramatic, but it's a
But
drive.
lot.
It's
Yeah,
a drive. I was just down here, not Wynwood, and that's another thing. Miami's like different parts. There's like Wynwood, and then there's
It could take
Miami
you 30 minutes.
Gardens.
to
Like, this
get,
is deep
Los
Miami.
Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really deep.
Wynwood is deep Miami.
Yeah. Very, very. Is there anything like Wynwood in West Palm Beach? or
No, I feel like West Palm is more. I feel like the black people are in Miami. Let's just put it like that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Like,
real. That's
or
real.
or
Yeah.
Broward. I feel like we're there in West Palm,
Yeah.
but we don't really have a Wynwood.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have like events like this,
Really?
like performative.
So
I
this-
used to run an event in West Palm though for artists.
Oh, what event?
Yeah,
It was called Grip the Mic.
And what did you do?
I actually started it thinking it was gonna be for poets, and then it ended up being rappers.
same thing.
It was
same shit.
fire
Always
though.
trying
It
to
was
get a
fire.
spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fire.
That
I
is
ran it
so
for like 2 years
cool.
because of that, because I would be coming to Miami and like Fort Lauderdale for these events to see artists and to see poets. Like, shout out B2 Raw. He used to have Speakeasy. Bless you.
Yeah.
He used to have
What
Speakeasy.
you know about that?
That's my boy.
That's my boy. He was at
That's-
my house the other night.
Brandon, yeah, that's my boy. He actually was a big inspiration to Grip the Mic.
It's crazy because I used to write poetry. I used to spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
So I used to go to Speakeasy. I used to work with this open mic called Soul Tree in Premier Pines.
Yeah.
And yeah, Brandon, I met him when I was like 19. I'm 26 now, and he was definitely like an influence in like
Facts.
A lot
No,
of
he's
my
a real one.
poetry. Yeah, Speakeasy is dope.
I used to go for the same reasons. I used to do spoken word.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
real.
I used to go for the same
Yeah.
reasons. I met him at FAU
Okay.
because we both went to FAU. As I was going to FAU, he was leaving FAU. And then I started going to Speak Easy. I was really inspired because it was like the vibe.
Yeah.
The vibe was so fire. So
Very
I
black too.
yeah,
Yeah, so
What did you
I appreciate
study?
that space.
it
Honestly.
was real fire. Say that again.
What did you study at FAU?
I studied English. Well, I studied like 3 different things, but I ended up doing English. I ended
yeah.
up going with English. But
What
yeah,
English?
like, you want the real answer? It was definitely out of fear.
Both of them.
Yeah, it was
All the
definitely out of
answers.
fear. Because I originally went to Palm Beach State College, which is like a local community college in West Palm. I went there to get my AA degree.
Yeah.
And then after I got my AA degree, I was taking acting classes. I was taking my first film class I took there. So I was under the impression I was going to be going to FAU to do film. Then when I got there, I took the film program. A semester in, I was like, I don't want to do it.
Why?
It didn't like, it's like cliche, but it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
You know, no offense to FAU, it just didn't feel how Palm Beach State had felt. Like, the excitement that I felt wasn't there. And then I started getting into my head. I started panicking. I was like, dang, if I get a film degree, that means when I graduate, I better have a job. Like,
Type, mama's not gonna be happy with that.
right. And I was the first person in my family to pursue film. So nobody talked me out of it. I talked myself out of it. I was like, okay, I'm going to do.
Oh, so your parents didn't discourage you at all?
Nah, they didn't. If anything, they didn't know at the time. They didn't know at the time, and it wasn't because of fear. It was because I didn't know. I was definitely like back and forth with myself. So I ended up going there and taking film. Then the next semester I switched to English, and then I got in my head about English. I was like, what do you do with an English degree? So then I did English education, and I did English education. I got through all the way to, I did like the whole program. That last semester, they wanted me to do like an entire semester of teaching no pay.
Which I'm like, bro, what is going on?
I was like, yeah, get me
got
out of here.
bills.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, get me out of here. I'm not. So I went to an advisor, and advisor was like, you took all the English classes, you might just go back to English, graduate with English degree. So 2019, I graduated with English degree. Yeah, shout out. So I graduated with English degree, and then January 2020, I was back enrolled at Palm Beach State because I found out they had an actual film program.
Wow.
So I was right back where I started. It was like, it ended up coming right back full circle. I took a screenwriting class, and after I took the screenwriting class, I came and I talked to my dad, Allah yarhamu, and he was like, why are you taking screenwriting? Like, why don't you just do the whole program?
Oh.
Because at the time, I didn't think I was going to be a director. I had no intentions ever of being a director, which is why I did English in the first place, because I knew I liked writing. So he was like, why don't you just do the whole program? And I was like, you know what? You might be right. So
SubhanAllah, that's so crazy that he
yeah,
guided you in that way.
he was very like much, because I came home panicking that day. I was like, my professor at the time, which is also the co-writer of Hayati, he
That's crazy. Your
yeah.
professor's on your film?
Yeah, my former professor. He was the
Lit.
first screenwriter. He was the first class I took after coming back. And it's so embarrassing because after that class, I was just filled with so much emotion that I stayed after and I was talking to him because he was a professor that came out of NYU. So he graduated from NYU, and I was like, dang, I'm in West Palm. Am I going to be able to make it in West Palm? I don't know any other filmmakers. And I stayed after class with him, and I was just kind of telling him, like, I don't know what to do. And he was saying the same thing my dad said, you know, why don't you just take the whole program? You're going to learn. There's no losing it. And he was like, you know, start in your own backyard. And that's all I needed to hear. Like, okay, I can make it in my own backyard. I went home, and then I talked to my dad, and he was like, he's very much like, don't compare yourself to anybody. Like, he was waiting for the day that I actually chose this route. Because as a kid, he was very supportive. My dad was a poet. He was like a writer. He's a storyteller, real creative. He loved movies. He's like one of the reasons that I even enjoyed movies. So yeah.
What's his name?
Abdullah.
Abdallah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Abdallah.
Yeah,
He
shout out
sounds
him.
like a real man. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So did you guys have any like films that you watched together, like favorite films, like
Oh, yeah.
canon event films?
We have favorite film and favorite actor. Favorite actor is Denzel.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Icon. Dads love Denzel.
They
bro.
love Denzel.
Sudanese dads love Denzel.
It's because he looks
Because
Sudani.
they think
It's because he looks Sudani.
my brother
Yeah.
literally think they Denzel.
Yeah, he was like actually the first movie that I saw when I came to America. John
What
Q.
movie?
Yeah.
You've seen John
John
Q?
Q? Yeah, John Q's like a BET staple. I watch that
Right.
shit all the time. You ever seen
John Q.
Mm-mm.
No, you gotta watch
It's a-
John Q.
it's
The,
good.
Yeah.
bro, the movies I watched with my dad were like a lot of like action, like just like mindless action.
Yeah.
though. Mad Max. Actually, Mad Max is not mindless. Very philosophical. Mad Max Fury Road 2 coming out. Anyway, sponsor me. Anyways, so like that
Shameless
Marvel. No, literally like those Marvel Fast and
Yeah.
Furious. I love those. Like,
I would definitely
stupid
say
shit.
watch John Q. Denzel,
Okay.
like if you look at his catalog, it's actually insane.
I have like
He
two
had
movies now that I have to watch from you.
he had like a run of just a movie every year or so. And John Q was like 2001, and then 2002 I think was Training Day.
Oh,
I
Training
don't
Day,
think I
iconic.
watched Training Day, but I
You
watched.
haven't seen Training Day?
No. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I've seen
That
American Gangster,
yeah,
which is fire.
Yeah.
I love that movie, and obviously Malcolm X,
yeah.
which he killed that role.
Yeah.
I thought he was Malcolm X. Like
Facts,
I was a
facts.
kid watching that. I'm like, oh, this is an autobiography.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
It's kinda like,
he's
uh,
starring as himself.
Yeah, he's starring
That's so
himself.
funny.
Like, you know
It's
what
kind
I
of
mean?
like Jamie Foxx. Have you seen Ray?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's the
he killed
same.
that.
Yeah,
No,
it's the
because he
same. It's the
looks
same.
just like him.
Yeah. The casting was
Yeah.
crazy.
The
Casting
casting was
was
crazy.
crazy.
You know what casting is crazy in the other way? Amy Winehouse. Do you see that?
I don't think I saw it.
Oh my
no.
God, they're doing an Amy Winehouse biopic.
Who's
and
playing her?
Girl, not Ray. Not anyone that can sing.
Oh, it
Let me
doesn't
tell you
look-
that.
No,
Sorry.
No way. You did us?
Bro, I swear to God, because it was like going like pretty
Yeah.
viral on TikTok. Like she's like singing, and like it's like a scene with her and Biggie, and like they're just like, "Yo, this sounds like a Amy Winehouse like."
Wait, Amy Winehouse
impersonator."
and Biggie?
or not Biggie. I
Oh.
don't know who the
Yeah, I
fuck
was
it
like-
was. I'm so sorry. Not even.
I was
the
like,
same
I'm
time
gonna
period.
talk to him.
Anyways, fucking, I don't know, someone, and like the scene is just like she's singing, and like it's like who are you trying to impersonate? Like it
Yeah.
sounds like she's trying to impersonate her, but like as a joke.
As a joke.
And then there's people that are like, oh, they should have cast Ray, like
Ray, who you talking about?
Ray, you know that the artist. She's British. That song that's like a
Sing
little
it.
context if you care to listen. Found
Oh,
myself in
okay,
a
okay,
shit
okay.
position. You know her?
Nah.
I know
don't
that
who
song.
is. Yeah,
I
You
didn't
know
know
that
hers.
song? I think you would know her by her face, but like
Okay.
people say that like, I mean, her voice does emulate Amy Winehouse,
But
a
the
lot.
singing doesn't. Or you're saying Ray does.
Ray like
yeah.
Ray does, but the girl, she just
Yeah.
fucking sounded like she was like
No, yeah.
Amy Winehouse impression.
Facts.
Yeah, it was so
It be
bad.
like that though. Sometimes it's more of the aesthetic.
Yeah.
A lot of
sure.
people sometimes go for the aesthetic. But you gotta watch John Q.
John
Which-
Q for sure.
Which honestly, so we were on casting, like like how does that? How have you like? I don't know if this you've done 7 short films prior
Mhm.
to Hayati, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you involved in the casting for all that? or-
Yeah, definitely for sure.
So
yeah.
how's that? Rejecting someone or even just having people come out to cast, or do you like know exactly like your friends or any people that you're like, I need you for this role.
Yeah.
I thought of this role exactly for you.
Yeah. I've never worked with a seasoned actor. Everybody that I've worked with was new. I kind of like it that way. Not saying it's always going to be that way, but when it comes to the casting, I've never had a casting call. I've never actually done a casting call.
Wow.
Hayati
Yeah.
will be the first of
Okay.
a casting
Cool,
call.
okay.
Wait, so the people in the teaser are not going to be in the film?
No, those people, shout out to them, Darn and Damani. They were there for us to kind of put the vision out because I didn't want to just talk about it. I wanted people to see what we could do, but it was like a little difficult because I
That's
had.
how you have to do things.
Yeah, because a lot of people like they're not reading anymore.
Yeah.
You got to see it. So Darn is a friend of Kodo. She's like a childhood friend of his and basically a cousin. And then Damani, we had met through. I put up a casting call on a casting submission. It wasn't even like a casting call, and he messaged through there. So
Cool. On like Instagram?
yeah, it was like
Cool.
Instagram. He messaged to the email of the Hayati page. But yeah, I've never had a casting call before. Like I've never done the whole like come in, audition. Usually because of the fact that a lot of the movies were school based. And you can kind of do it online now. People can send their audition tapes online. So I've never had the in-person thing. So we were using like Backstage and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it would be like
literally just
watching.
unlocked a fucking memory, bro. In my
Yeah.
brain. Backstage, crazy.
So people would like audition through there, but for the most part, like I've had great friends. Like my friends, I've blessed them because I've thrown them into everything.
Shut them out real quick.
So my first film, I had Kodo and then my friend Sheldon Ant from That Feel Records. Shout out That Feel Records. They were my first film, and then I had in my second film, I had my best friend's cousin Brian, and then Azelle. And then Forever is Here is where I would say that I got actors that I didn't know. So Renako, Julian, Rome, shout out them.
How'd you meet them?
Backstage.
Oh,
Yeah,
slay.
backstage. Those three were definitely backstage, and they were all. Renako had already been acting. Rome and Julian, this was their first time acting, and they sent their audition tapes, and I kind of was like, yeah, all across the boards, it was a
That's
yes.
fire.
That's dope, yeah.
I just want to explain real quick to Astro what backstage is.
Yeah,
It's
because I'm like,
yeah, he's like, yeah, backstage.
I don't know what that is.
Backstage is this like platform where you can audition for shows, movies, commercials, all that kind of stuff. And like usually there's like I didn't know you could put up like your own stuff on there.
Yeah,
And
you
like
put up
sub-
like an ad. You pay for like an ad, and you put it up, and then people
Ah,
can kind of just submit to the ad.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's literally a way to like just get like auditions and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like not having like an agent.
Yeah.
That's
And it's like
fire.
modeling
Super
too. People do it for like modeling,
Okay.
commercials.
That's what you do it for? For modeling? Or?
No, actually I wanted to be an actor when I was really little.
What?
Oh, I had
Yeah,
no
I've
idea.
auditioned for like a couple of things, but I was
Yeah.
like, let me.
This was before
But
music?
This
Like before
was,
you decided on music?
I mean, I was always doing music. Like, it was kind of in the same stage where I was like doing covers on YouTube, and I would like audition. This was like, what grade was this? Like 8th grade, 9th grade.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember. Oh my god, it was so many.
I didn't even know
fucking-
Backstage was a thing until like that year.
Oh really? What
Like,
year was
it
that?
Like 20. Well, we're in 2024. When did I graduate? I don't even.
2019.
No, it was my English degree.
Oh, that's
from
your
2020?
film.
Oh, from film.
I think 2021. It might have been 2021. I want to
COVID?
say,
Was it during COVID or after?
or it was
COVID?
2022. No, it was 2022.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2022 when I kind of really just started figuring out backstage. But yeah, those actors were new.
That's
But
cool.
we did Zoned, was like the music video / short film, and then we just did Trip, and those two just had like a bunch of friends. So it's been friends. This one is the one that I feel like with Hayati, it's gonna be like real thorough. I'm still throwing all my friends in there. Like
yeah.
Fire.
yeah, they're all gonna be in there. Like we have so much room for extras, and we have
Oh, that's
like
so cool.
barista roles and like
Let them know.
yeah, no, my friends,
If
they're
anyone's
definitely, and like the one thing that I'm really excited about for Hayati is it's gonna be all Palm Beach, South Florida, Miami, Broward based soundtrack.
We're
That's so
talking-
cool.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
that's dope. I
I'm
like
definitely,
that.
I'm
That
not
is so
outsourcing.
fire.
I'm not outsourcing any music. I'm not even allowing. Only person is if Sampha, you know. If he wants, I'll make that
Shout out
sacrifice.
Sampha.
but yeah, but no, it's definitely like a put on
Yeah.
because I feel like I wouldn't be doing Hayati without the community.
So let's do this because we're talking a lot about high tea right now.
Yeah.
But we haven't really dove into like what
It
it
is,
is.
yeah.
At all. So just want to ask you like even just the name,
Hayati.
like how'd you like think of that name and then what you know how you are using the meaning of high tea to like you know just create this film.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a name that you and your co-writer did up together.
I
or
actually just
you?
no, I just threw the name on there. So shout out to Carlos Meller. He's a co-writer on it. He's given me creative freedom all across the board.
Cool.
We started writing it in 2020. The script is like 4 years in the making, and when it first started, it's a little different from what it is now. But the message was kind of the same. Like it was an arranged marriage, but like an agreed arranged marriage for Black love. So
they're not Sudanese, the main characters?
no, I wish.
Wow, you
I
know,
wish.
I assume
wish.
so because it's called Hayati
So-
and then
wish,
arranged marriage. I was
yeah.
like,
If not Sudanese, what are they? African American?
African American.
And I love
well,
that.
but
Yeah.
it's like I wish
that
I
feels-
could. I wanted it to be Sudanese, but I wanted them to be like Americanized Sudanese.
yeah, why not?
But we don't.
Yeah.
It's hard to like cast it. It would.
It wouldn't be real. It wouldn't be true.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't happen at this point. Like I feel like I have to do this to open that door, because I feel like it's hard enough just getting actors.
Yeah.
I don't even know Sudanese people that would
That would do this?
do it.
Rand's the first step. I'm telling
gotta
you.
be 30.
We will speak.
We
will speak.
Yeah. But I also don't know if I want to box it in just yet to Sudanese, because then I feel like
Yeah.
I have to go in and make those adjustments, and I don't think
Yes.
I'm equipped to honor Sudanese
Why
like
not?
the culture just yet.
You know, I feel you because every time I go to a wedding, I'm like, I didn't even know we had this tradition.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel like
Why are you throwing nuts at my face, bro? Like,
yeah, I
please
feel
be-
like it's like I want to jump into that world, but I want to do it intentionally.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to, cause me being Sudanese, like yeah, I have the creativity to do it, creative control, I guess. But I just don't think now. I think I want to drop nuggets in Hayati, like little things like you know Arabic music. I do want to throw Arabic music in there.
Okay.
I do want to play with certain instruments when it is the soundtrack that like come from Sudan.
Yeah.
But I also want it to be like I want it to be true. And I feel like right now I'm just not at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think I have shout out my crew and my team, but I don't think we have the right tools just yet. But to answer your question, Hayati means my life in Arabic. It means my life in Arabic. It just came to me one day. For the 4 years that we were working on the script, there was no name. It was just sitting there untitled. It was actually called COVID Story because we were writing it during COVID.
COVID love story.
And I
We all
hold
remember one.
I hold it real dear to me because I actually started the script like 2 months after my dad died. So my former professor, Carlos, he was the screenwriting teacher, and he had like a Zoom meeting one day with all the classmates, and he was like, you know, we've been really doing good in the screenwriting class. At that point, I was just taking that class only, and March came, and you know everything was shut down, and we were back online. At this point, we were
2 weeks turned into 2 years.
Yeah, so we were online from March until basically August, and he was really happy with the class, and he was like, you know, you guys, we should we shouldn't stop here. Like screenwriting, if you guys want to work on a script together, like let's do it outside. Let's
That's fire.
Yeah, he was really
That's
into
really
it.
cool.
So
It's really cool because during
yeah.
COVID, a lot of stuff just stopped.
Yeah.
Musicians started making music. People started writing.
Right.
People just were
People had time.
And people did have time.
Yeah, people had time.
I spent my COVID making more music.
Right.
I say my COVID, my quarantine.
Yeah.
Like
and we
making
didn't even
more
really have a
music.
quarantine.
Yeah,
like not like
right.
other states where they're like shut down for real.
I definitely was outside.
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
You know,
I should not have been.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that we didn't have a quarantine. Like I thought this was normal until I like would go to DC and they're like
shut down.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean Target's closed?
We like shut down the last couple. I feel like it was like in April the shutdown really. It's like when it started ramping up. But yeah, he called in like May. I want to say it was like my dad passed away in April, so I took like a week off of school and then I went right back because it was like a class a week. So basically, I took that week and then the next week I logged back in, and that's when he told us like, you know, we should all do a script or whatever. And I reached out immediately because I knew I needed something to do.
Yeah.
I was gonna be home, and I was like, dang, this is what I need to. There was like a fire under me because I knew my dad really wanted it. Like he really wanted this for me.
Yeah.
So it made it want it for myself more, and I feel like that's what paved it. So he ended up calling me like as soon as the class ended. It was like May, semester was over. He called and he was like, "You ready to write?" And I was like, "Yeah." Who else is? I was like, "Who else is doing it?" And he was like, "Oh no, it's just me and you."
Oh.
He
no
was
one
like,
else in the class like.
I never asked. I didn't know like if they just didn't want to. I didn't know if he just wanted to keep it like that. But we just
Didn't
kind of
even matter, to be honest.
Yeah, it happened for a reason.
Right. So then
For
we
the
started
best
writing, and it's been 4 years in the making, and the script has just changed over time, over and over, and it developed. And then one day, you know, he was the one that said kind of what you said, like, do you want to throw religion in there? Do you want to throw everything in there? And at that point, I was like, not yet. You know, it felt, this was my first script. Like, I wrote my feature before I wrote anything. So I was like, I don't want to ruin it just yet, and ruin it in the sense of like I don't want to put too much pressure on having to research and do all of that when I can't.
And you know what? I feel like, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think the fact that you're making it like open to an audience that's not limited by language and cultural like understanding.
Definitely gonna have Arabic subtitles though.
Oh hell yeah!
That's a for sure because I want to be able to share it with family.
Yeah,
like,
but تكتب بالعربي, or are you just gonna automate it?
Somebody's doing it.
Someone.
I can't trust
We
myself.
hitting Fiverr.
I was about to say the same thing.
No shit, bro.
Fiverr,
Yeah, facts.
Them
facts,
podcasts gonna fuck me
yeah.
up. I can't do it.
Right. I need it to be. I don't need anybody being like, she went to America and forgot where she was from.
No, for
can't
real.
write.
They're gonna be like an American.
And if you leave it up to me, it's gonna take 10 years to get those letters right. So
no real.
So yeah, I ended up telling him one day I wanted to do Hayati, and he was like, yeah. But even when me directing it, he was like, I hope you know you directing it, not I'm directing it. It's no co-directing. He wants me to direct it. He's been a supporter since the beginning. It's like he's become my brother, like my older brother, basically. But yeah, he's let me have like straight freedom on it, changes. He definitely get on me if I mess up though. Like if there's a part, he's like, this don't make no sense. I need you to explain it to me. But it's been a great space.
Has there been like a situation like that where he's like, what is this? Like, and like how does that like conversation work?
Just more so to chime in, cause like even just like I wanted to ask about co-writing, cause you know me and Ray have to write songs together.
It gets tough.
I'm not gonna lie, not really. There's
you
never
guys like
really
don't argue.
No, I feel
about different stuff.
No,
not that.
We argue about different stuff. With writing, it's more like we don't argue really about writing, like in terms of like what we're writing, the words. We'll be like, we're stuck on something.
Yeah.
We're pretty transparent about like there's a song we have called Vessel. I was supposed to write a verse for that months ago, and I haven't written a verse for that. And Rand's not on my ass about it, but like
I'm not I am on your.
I say you're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but like you know, we like each other. We respect each other as artists, and we like each other's like work enough to like whenever she writes something, like we were recording day before yesterday.
Oh yeah, day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday, and she wrote like her chorus, like I was like, lay that down, like hurry up, lay that down, like you feel me? Like we don't argue.
We were trying to figure out like how to like end his verse, and we were like on that last line, we're both like huddled over his phone, like Grace.
Grave.
Just like we're like rhyme. What are
Rhyme
words?
Zone?
What are words?
Shout out Rhyme Zone.
Yo, shout out Rhyme Zone.
When I used to write poetry, that's definitely where I used to go.
That's crazy.
Bro, I think you were the one that told me like that's cheating.
It's cheating?
It's not it's not cheat. MW was saying something like that. He don't use it, which I'm like, okay,
Oh
man.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
I
it
guess
was.
you're so
I was
talented.
like, okay, since Mr. Dictionary.
No, G.
Because you
But-
could really just go up
but-
and he's gonna search up rhymes with this.
Yeah.
I just
But-
all you need. I need the last word.
Rhymes
But you
off
gotta
of-
make the whole sentence before it.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like-
right,
yeah,
too.
you gotta make the whole
Exactly.
sentence
And
But
you
for
have to
me,
make it make
it's a
sense.
last
Yeah.
resort. If I'm like really stuck, I'm like, let me go to rhyme zone. I try to
Yeah.
like push my brain as much
Yeah.
as possible, but
Yeah.
nothing wrong with helps. But it's 2024.
Yeah.
Use all your assets. You feel
Right,
me?
right. I
Um,
mean, people are using ChatGPT now for everything.
No, really.
So
But to go back on that, yeah. Is
Yeah.
there times where you guys have been like, he's kind of
ChatGPT
like, what is
script?
this? And you're like, you know exactly what this is, bruh. And we keeping it just like this.
so I can't do that because Carlos a lot older than me. Carlos is like my dog can't like almost 40 at this point.
Okay,
So
I'm
no, that ass. But
That's
there's definitely a different respect. Probably because of how I met him. My patience is like, it's a lot
It's more
Bigger.
respect. It's more respect.
more respect. I'm more
Yeah.
patient just because of the time of my life that he came in. There's a lot of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sensitivity because I'm like, damn, like I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here.
He's kind of like a mentor, right?
Right. He
Yeah.
became a mentor and without even kind of realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes he'll say stuff and it'll definitely be like I know what I'm writing,
Yeah.
but I have to listen. One thing I've learned from him is I'll listen before I talk because I'm a defensive person. I've learned that over the years.
Mhm.
I'm definitely defensive. Like, what you mean this don't make sense?
What you mean?
Like, it's right there.
I'm
It
like,
makes
I'm like
sense.
that too.
Yeah.
But with him, it's like I've learned like if he tells me something, it's like he'll say like this scene doesn't make sense. Like this scene doesn't make sense in the story, and I'll let him explain how it doesn't make sense. And before I get in my defensive bag, I do this thing now where it's like I filter through. I'm like, what is he actually trying to say,
Okay.
as opposed to what he's
How do
saying.
you decipher that?
So let me see if I can think of an example. So, okay, there's like a scene in Hayati where we find out something about the main character, right? We find out something about the main character, but the audience finds out with. So there's Malik, the main guy,
And then the
and there's
girl.
Amani. So there's a secret that Malik has, and we find out with Amani,
Okay.
as opposed to like,
Malik sharing himself, right?
nah, there's no cheating, no trauma,
Damn.
nothing in this movie. And his point was like,
It's like
his point was kind of like, it landed flat
Mm.
with the audience. Like we should know from the beginning, and then once it comes out later, it's like a reminder. Like we shouldn't know that it's this big secret. So let's say you have like a secret.
we should have seen the red flags.
Yeah. In the
Yeah,
beginning, right? Like,
kinda.
there should have been hints and warnings.
Yeah, like, because the secret's not even that crazy. It's just like something that you wouldn't even think is a big deal
Okay.
until you find out, like, oh shit, he didn't tell her this.
Yeah.
And he was saying, like, it maybe lands flat when she finds out because we're at that point finding out with her as opposed to, like, going through the motions and realizing later
How deep of a
how deep,
of a
like, it'll
betrayal it
affect
is.
her.
I won't say betrayal,
Yeah.
but
It's
yeah.
definitely not a betrayal. It's just like a damn. Like, I feel how this looks.
Yeah.
It's like one of those how does look. So his whole point was like be intentional. Or like, I'll use a better example. When I did 3600, he was like, make sure you know when you reveal your main character to the audience. Like, make it intentional. And I was just like, why can't we just open the door and show the main character? And he was like,
know what?
because it
see
sets the
his point.
stage. You know, it sets the
Yeah.
stage on how you reveal it.
Do you watch any anime?
No.
You know what? Anime does a really good job
With
at doing
revealing?
that. But with revealing like important, like powerful characters.
Yeah.
Like when animes, like I feel like they go through and explain. I'm sorry, weaving out. When they go through and explain like power structures and stuff like
Yeah.
that, the entrance of like the main villain or like the initial like meeting of like the villain and the main character and like the protagonist will be like, ah shit, bro, this nigga gonna die. Like,
It's intentional.
Yeah.
And I felt like maybe throughout the beginning I wasn't real intentional. Like on certain things, I was just writing just to write. It was my first feature. So it'll be
Yeah.
moments like that, or maybe it'll be like, I didn't want a sex scene in the movie. I didn't want a
Allah
sex scene.
Akbar.
Yeah,
Watch
I
with
didn't
my
want-
parents.
I I didn't want a sex scene in the movie. I didn't really want physical intimacy like on the screen. I didn't care for it. I don't watch movies for it.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, damn, skip. Sometimes
literally.
like
That's real.
Should be
it
so
depends,
embarrassing.
and I feel like
depends.
It's like
it's thrown out there. It's like it
Yeah.
don't mean anything.
Especially in Hollywood.
It's definitely slutted out. And like this is something else. It's totally different. But I'm a fan of like wrestling, like WWE. I watch it a lot. Back in the day,
That's real interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say like that they watch WWE now.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's
You
so
know-
fire.
Have you seen Iron Claw?
Yeah, I love Iron
Yeah.
Claw. That was a great movie.
That's-
I have 4 brothers. So,
oh wow.
So when I tell you like that, you watched it?
Yeah.
When I tell you like I don't cry like that, like
Yeah.
that shit damn near made me cry. I was
so
like,
it didn't get you to cry?
I teared up. I like
Yeah, I was gonna say you.
I always got watery.
Yeah.
You
You
feel
went-
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to say that. That's
Yeah. You saw it
it
too.
came back in.
I did not. He
No?
told me
Yeah.
to watch it, but
No,
I just
that
have
that
not made
movie
the time.
was crazy.
But the thing I
Yeah.
want to say is that back in, they have a back in the
Adding
days, they
to
have
my
this
list.
era called the Attitude Era, and that day they used to like do like the craziest shit. People used to bleed all the time. Nowadays they make it intentional. They say if someone's bleeding, it's because that moment was impactful. It's because we're trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna have everybody like face covered in blood. It's like to say like, okay, whoever made this person bleed, this is a bad person. This is a strong
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like sex scenes should be.
Yeah.
Unless you want to really portray like how intimate this couple
Right.
is, you know, like
It has to
that.
be like
Mhm.
well crafted.
Exactly.
I feel like so that was the thing. Like I was like I don't want a sex scene.
Mhm.
There was like certain points in the movie where he was like, maybe you could have a drink. I was like, I don't want drinking in the movie. Don't really care for smoking in the movie. It was just because
All right, Amoona, come on now.
I
You're
was
just so like
Listen,
clean.
The
No,
thing
I'm
is,
not
though,
clean. That's
but
the
is it
thing,
like
though. It's
doesn't
like-
represent your characters?
it doesn't represent the characters. It didn't make sense for the characters.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
felt like
They're having an arranged
when you
marriage,
see
but
Forever's
think
here-
that's
True.
when
know
you
what,
see
though?
Forever's here, he's smoking. He smokes in the movie.
Okay, yeah.
It's a cigarette, but it's still like
It's
it made the character.
It's
The
Yes,
character,
yes.
it felt right. For this, it was like it didn't feel like it. But the sex scene was like the one that I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. So that was the thing. He was okay. He was like, at first he was like, why? Like, what's your reasoning for that? And I was like, I didn't really have a reason. I was just like, I just don't want it.
Yeah.
I just don't want it. So he
I
was
think
like,
that's
Is
enough
that
of a
I was about to
reason.
say, is that not a good enough reason?
well, his thing was like, well, if you're gonna X this out, you better make sure the movie explores everything else. Like they better be like connected to where you don't even feel it. Because I grew up watching like Bollywood movies. It takes like 5 years for them to even hold hands. Like
That's that
Yeah.
real
yeah,
love.
but like
Yeah.
in the movie, you don't notice it. The chemistry's so there. Like
That's the thing. I
chemistry-
feel like with like a lot of Arabi movies,
Yeah.
Bollywood, South Asian movies, because the idea, and this is like a cultural thing too,
Yeah.
because you're not meeting your husband or like the person you're gonna get married to. You're not like if you're going to school with them and stuff like that. You're not talking to them. Like you're not like
Yeah.
you guys don't
definitely
have.
changed now though.
It's definitely
Yeah,
changed now,
definitely
yeah.
changed now.
But like especially with like cross culturalization, but like even like I went to an Islamic school and like those communities there, like those kids are marrying each other and it's like, but did you guys have a developed friendship
Yeah.
like before you guys even entered this
Yeah.
like khitma, like you
Right,
know,
right,
so, like,
yeah.
girl, you fucking anyways.
It's
nasib.
different. It's
Anyways,
different.
nasib.
It's like when I think of like Hayati, it's definitely like a me here and me what I know. Like it's just kind of the combination because I don't really feel like I'm this or that. Like I'm not fully engulfed into everything that my culture does in the sense of like relationships and I guess just things that they see
Yeah.
as normal. But I'm also not fully into here. I feel like I'm just mixed. So with that, it was like the sex scene. I just knew I didn't want it. I didn't feel like I could even do it. I didn't feel like I was even at a point to direct that. And then I was like, why do I need to?
yeah.
So he was like, okay, if this is what you want to do, you better stand on it.
Period.
Like you better stand on it. And you better make sure that these characters feel full.
Yeah.
Feel
Like they
intimacy
feel
and-
full. They
yeah.
feel in love, and it's definitely a challenge because even now I'm still rewriting.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
still rewriting, still going back and adding those moments.
Well, when I look at the teaser, I just
Yeah,
I feel like they hit it on the nail off the teaser
Yeah.
alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Thank
feel like
you.
I'm like they love each other.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
Right.
I don't know. I
Hopefully.
think you did it.
I hope
What is
so.
your like I mean, do you have like a target like goal when you want to start shooting, like when you want to start casting all
Yeah.
that? What do you
So
think?
the goal,
Oh, and also like congratulations on the
Oh,
Kickstarter.
thank you.
Like,
Shout out to everybody.
10,000.
Yeah.
That's actually so amazing.
Before,
like, alhamdulillah.
I hate to do this.
Day before
Let's,
Eid
let's,
too.
let's, let's get into that real quick. the
Yeah.
Kickstarter?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
The
Then
power
you
of
can tell us about
community.
the casting, because
Okay.
that is amazing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
shout out South Florida.
Yeah.
Shout out South Florida.
Yeah.
I have never felt so loved and so seen. Like West Palm is like amazing. I have such a great support system out there. When I touched on earlier, I had the underground grip the mic. We started out with like 20 people coming in the audience, and by the second year, it was a packed house. Like for months at that point, the only thing that shut us down was COVID. But then is when I started to realize, oh, like wow, people really rock with me. When I was doing spoken word, I had like people would always show up for me, and like you get in your head like, do they really like they like me? That's crazy. So with film, I feel like people have just kind of seen the journey. I've been open about it, and then with the Kickstarter, that's like probably the biggest thing I've ever done, because you're asking people in this economy to give you money
For
something that they don't even
they don't know.
they haven't
Well, I mean,
seen.
but that's why you made the teaser, right?
Yeah, exactly. I made the teaser, but I feel like a lot of people donated just off the strength. Like, you don't realize how many people you meet along the way. Like, we live in a world where I feel like a lot of people think like people don't really want to see you win. You'd be surprised how many people really want to see you win.
We had a similar situation.
Yeah.
Where we had to throw our egos aside and ask people for
The
For help.
votes.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
I remember.
did.
Yeah.
We asked people, and I was surprised.
And
by,
some people did not want to see us win.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Maybe.
Some people were
Because
definitely.
it's different when you're asking people personally, like, hey, can you vote for me?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
what
I
I had
mean?
to do with the Kickstarter.
You're
I had
doing
to
that too?
I had to
Yeah.
DM everybody personally
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
message people personally.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
It was, and it's.
congratulations on that too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's crazy because I remember even just having someone, because people were sending us screenshots when they did it.
Yeah.
I remember asking someone, and the next response was a screenshot. Someone I
Yeah.
didn't even know.
Yeah.
It was a screenshot of them voting, and I said thank you so much. I had to
Yeah.
come back to them weeks later because I thought about it randomly at 3 in the morning. I
Yeah.
said, "Yo,
Like you really did this.
again, thank you so much."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's money. You asked
Yes.
for money.
Yeah.
We asked for something like way
Which is-
easier.
But you like even though we asked for money, I feel because I remember when you sent me the voting thing.
That shit was
And
so hard.
It's hard because it's like you're asking people for their time,
Yeah.
and a lot of people like they just scroll past things.
Yeah.
You know, so when you DM people personally and they open it, it's like a respect thing. Like it's like, especially as
Yeah.
other artists, you kind of got to get into that mentality. Like they're just like me. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to make it,
Literally.
and we could do it. Like we could actually do it.
But we have to do it together.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
definitely.
We need each
Support
other.
and community is
Yeah,
just
for
so
sure.
important. It's extremely
Yeah.
important.
That Kickstarter, like it was insane because there was so many times we were supposed to launch the Kickstarter. And things would go
Before.
wrong. Yeah,
Oh,
things would go like not April. It was like March. When did we launch? March 17th? Yeah, it was like March 17th we launched, and we are supposed to launch like a few weeks before that, and a few weeks before that, that teaser was like redone because the first one that we didn't turn out the way that we wanted. And I was like, I have a great team, my producers and my AD and my cinematographer. They're the ones that kind of been on it. When we first did the teaser, it was like I had to tell him, I was like, I'm not really happy with it. Like I don't really feel like this is it. And I'm a feelings person. Like I'm sensitive as fuck.
Same.
So if I don't feel it, I'm like,
That
I
water
can't
energy.
do it. My stomach starts to hurt. I'm like, it's like I start to get uncomfortable physically, like out of my body. So I was like, I can't. And mind you, at this point, we're like a week away from launching.
Yeah.
And they were like, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I can't post this and
Not like this.
yeah, I can't post this and promise you guys that I'm gonna promote it. Because I'm not gonna be happy.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we ended up doing, the other teaser came out great. It was like a 1-day shoot. It went so smooth.
That's crazy. One day.
Yeah, it went so
It was
smooth.
meant to be.
Oh my gosh. We ended up getting a bakery, Mo and Ma, shout out to them in Delray. They let us use it. But after the teaser, it was like a week before launch. I was just chilling. And that's how I knew it was going to be good. Because I wasn't stressed out like the
Yeah.
week before. I'm stressed out all the time. So it was like the week
You're a
before
director.
yeah,
That's
I'm
like-
always
Yeah.
stressed. So when it finally launched and that first day when we hit 2K, like the
Oh, the
kicks-
first day?
Yeah, the first
Real
day.
quick. Can
Yeah.
you look at the camera and tell them what the goal was and how much time you had to like
So
reach
we
that
had-
goal?
We had 30 days to reach $10,000.
And how
we
much do you make?
we made over 11,000. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Shout out to everybody in South Florida
That's so amazing.
and outside of South Florida, whoever donated. Shout out to
Mhm.
you. But yeah, the first day we hit 2K, and I was definitely like, I had to go to my mom. I was like,
You know she had to send it in the family group chat,
right?
bruh.
I was like,
In them WhatsApp.
she was
Have
like,
to,
she was like,
please.
what? Because I was with her that morning, and I told her we launched. And by the end of the day, I went to her room, and I was like, we're at 2K, and she was like, what? I
Wow.
was like, yeah. And then it was just kind of up from there, and we had like a little moment where it was flat.
Mhm.
People weren't donating during that time.
Was
And
that like near the middle? Or?
yeah, it was like in the middle. And I have my one of my other professors, Michael Seminario from Palm Beach State College. He's been like also the one that was like pushing us to get it right and stuff. Get it right in the sense of like believing in ourselves. And he was telling us, he warned us. He was like, you know, in the middle, it's gonna look a little crazy. It's gonna look like you might not make it, and that's where you got to ramp up again.
Yeah.
And
Bring the energy back.
that's literally what happened. Like
Yeah.
it just ended up coming right back. And same thing what you were saying, like reaching out to people. At first, I was like, oh, asking people for money is crazy in this economy. Like
Yeah.
we're all broke,
Yeah.
you know, and we're all stressed.
We're all
So
trying to make it.
it was like crazy. Shout out to Kat Brady too. She works at the equipment room in Palm Beach State College. She was the one that was like, you need to message people personally. And
And sorry, they're
yeah.
letting you use all the equipment, right?
yeah, we
That's
use.
super cool.
They're amazing for that. Like Seminario is the one that does the initiative. He basically has it to where when you graduate, I don't even know if you have to graduate to do it, or you. I think you do because it's a feature is gonna take so much of your time. After you graduate, you can submit your feature film, and then if it gets chosen, you basically get access to all the equipment. You just got to provide your own insurance.
A feature film is what?
A feature film is like a movie. I think that by definition is more than 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
more than 30 minutes. But a feature film, the way that I perceive it, is a movie you'll see in theaters. Like
How
it's
long do you want Hayati to be like a theater film?
for sure. I want a theater release. I don't want streaming.
Oh.
The goal is for distribution.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, the goal is to
This is so
distribute it to
exciting.
theaters. Regardless, though, it's gonna be premiered down here. Like the people that made it happen are the first to see it. Like that's I'm not budging on that, distribution or not.
You gotta invite us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's not even a.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
definitely gonna be a thing for everybody down here. Like South Florida has to come first because I couldn't do it without them. It's like it's not even possible.
Yeah.
So, DMing people personally was definitely what had me like, oh, people care. I had people that I went to school with and I talked to once, and they were like, yeah, we've been watching the journey. We're here for it.
Aw.
And yeah, so I think
No,
it was
that's
like we
so
had a
cute.
week left until the campaign ended, and we had already reached our goal. Yeah.
That's
No,
amazing.
I literally remember, and it was the day of the eclipse, and Eid was the next day, and
It was
I
the
was
best
like,
Eid gift
it was
ever.
the best
Eid
bro,
gift
because
ever.
I remember, and that was the day that I was trying to go see Wadir and Julia
Yeah.
with my cousins, and I'm like, bro, this is actually so perfect because I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna talk to the director,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, listen, there's this film,
Shout
this
out to you.
up-and-coming filmmaker, bro, and I was telling
Yeah.
my mom
Shut-
about
crazy
it.
because he reposted it.
He did,
Yeah, he reposted
Wow.
it. The
Wow.
director
Mashallah.
of
Dude,
Goodbye
that's
Julia. Yeah,
fire.
shout out to him.
Wow.
dude. Yeah,
I DM'd him personally, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm Sudanese. I had to play my card." It's like I'm Sudanese, and he was like,
Dude,
"Sure."
that's fire.
Yeah, he was dope. It was dope.
bro, in 5 years you're collaborating, inshallah.
How was
Inshallah.
your Ramadan?
It was great. This was the best Ramadan that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Alhamdulillah.
feel like I got into the swing of things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Coconut water changed my life this time.
Yes, lemon water changed my life.
Really?
Not gonna lie.
I used to get like it's never the hunger. It was always the thirst that
Mhm.
used to kill
And
me.
the cotton mouth.
Yes, the
so bad.
thirst used to kill me. But when I was in New York, I was like hella dehydrated, and I was drinking coconut water because it was the first thing I saw. And I don't know why. I knew right then and there. I was like, this is what I'm using for Ramadan.
Yeah.
This is my
That
this is my
hydration.
first time like observing,
Yeah.
and it was definitely like.
Oh, you fasted this year?
I did, yeah.
The whole month?
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow,
I did.
mashallah.
Thank you, thank you.
I was so proud of him. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
at first he was like, I'm gonna see how I feel after 2 weeks.
What made
I'm
Yeah.
you?
like,
What
"Bruh."
made you try?
It's about rare.
Yeah?
I mean, I've wanted to try
Yeah.
before. I had recently had a coworker who was Muslim who told me they were doing it. They were fasting. I didn't know they were Muslim, and I was like, I told them like I would do it next year.
Yeah.
They ended up quitting, but I still was like, I want to do it. I told this person I'd do it,
Yeah.
and there's other like influences. I would say the main influence was Ram, to be honest.
What
'cause-
what about her?
Oh, she's Muslim.
Oh, it was just
She's
like
Muslim.
you just wanted to like. I guess I'm wondering like, okay, why?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
she,
is
yeah,
it because you don't want me to feel left out?
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
'cause that shit
a lot
hurts,
of
man.
things. I was
Yeah.
just talking to her today about like how like you know, we're business partners. We're like, it's my homie. Like, it's a lot
yeah.
of stuff where I just consider
Like
people
your
around
family
me,
at
my
this point,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you
it's like, it's something I
respect.
definitely want to do with her, but also like with other people too. My girlfriend fasted as well.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, she fasted as
producer,
well.
he fasted
Our
as well.
producer
That's
fasted.
dope.
I have a brother who I met like in person 2 years ago
Yeah.
for our first time meeting in person. But we've talked
That's
over
love
years.
though. That's like how you
Yeah.
really know your family and friends, or like
Yeah.
friends that become family, or just like
Yeah.
friends you meet along the way that they really care about you. Because in America, like that's really what I want. Like I want when
Yeah.
I have like Ramadan iftars at my house to be
Yeah.
able to invite
Yes.
like all my friends.
So that was the
Course,
thing.
like-
Like
Yeah.
my brother, like he's from Seattle. He came down here and
Yeah.
he stayed with me for the first week of Ramadan, or second week. I think the second week, and it was nice because it was like we broke fast together. We had suhoor together. We would have
Yeah.
iftar together, and then
Yeah.
the community of knowing that there was one night where we went out. My brother Rayan, her friend Seema, who's also Muslim, my girlfriend, and we all had iftar together. We went to.
That's beautiful.
It was such. I think it's the community of it for me that made
Yeah.
it so like good.
Like you're in this together.
Yeah. And I keep telling people the same phrase that to me personally, fasting by choice is a blessing
Facts.
because
Yeah.
we know what's happening in
Alhamdulillah.
Palestine, we know what's happening in the Congo, we know what's happening in Sudan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these people who can't eat,
Yeah.
they literally just
Yeah.
cannot eat.
Yeah.
And
And
you know
then
what's
they
crazy?
chose to fast as
That's-
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
literally.
if I was to, people kept asking me like, how do you do it? It says nothing.
It's a mind thing.
compared to what other people are
Yeah.
going through.
Yeah.
It's a mind
You
thing
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
It is.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I feel like, but that's amazing. Like that's
Thanks so much.
you have great
Yeah.
people around you.
No, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, because even last Ramadan, like I didn't really have like I was living in Miami and like I had some Muslim friends, but like I didn't feel like I was alone. I was
Connected.
living in a studio
Yeah.
apartment. Yeah, like it was depressing. Like it was
Yeah.
so bad. Like this year, I feel like even especially too because I live with like my best friend Seema, shout out. And she cooks amazing food. She really taught me like
Yeah.
how to cook. Like it was a lot easier, and especially when we're going out. Like one thing that like really gets, I already have so many allergies. Like
Yeah.
my food options are so limited. And you
Limited.
know Arabi food, bro. They're like they gonna put every single
Everything.
allergen they can, bro.
Yeah.
Like first of all, why are we eating food with peanut butter? Like please,
That's
please,
crazy.
please be so for real right now. Like
Then
can
they're
we
gonna
be
throw
the-
the cheese in there.
no.
Yeah,
Like, my
and then
stomach
tamia
cannot-
is cooked in the
Bro,
oil.
that's what I'm saying. They're like,
Yeah.
are you even Sudanese for real?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
That's crazy. Cause
girl.
what can you eat
Girl,
if you have like? I'm thinking about like the dishes.
kofta,
Okay.
kebab,
Pop-Tarts.
Pop Tarts. No, I've been cooking Arabic food. I cooked. I'm trying to think. Have I made you guys Arabic food before?
Bamia.
Oh, I love bamia so
What about
much.
kisra?
Oh, I love kisra.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make them.
Yeah, I don't. I actually
Yeah.
can't cook.
Really? You know what, bruh?
I'm learning though.
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
learning.
It's
Yeah.
not that. It's not that hard. Baking is
Yeah.
hard as fuck. But yeah, just like them being, like
Yeah.
fasting with me, cause like we'll be doing like we would be fasting during the podcast. Like I don't know if y'all could. Hopefully you guys couldn't tell. By
Yeah.
how dry our mouths
We
were.
were
but,
right. We were fasting to the
We were for
podcast.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Just knowing somebody's in there with you.
exactly,
Yeah.
and like
it makes it.
and we
makes a
would still
difference.
have like a whole day ahead of us. We're like,
Yeah.
we have a shoot, and like
Yeah.
even at the shoot, we're like, all right, y'all, time to wrap it up. Like sun's going
Right.
down, it's time to go.
Oh yeah, the fall.
Remember
yeah,
Fall for Me?
Yeah,
That was a day, bro. That
Yeah.
day we had the podcast. First of all, I was at Space the night before with my friend for her birthday. Like, first of all, fit Ramadan. Anyways, I was friend duties, please. Like, and then like we were fasting. We had the podcast
in the morning.
Yeah, went home, chilled for a little bit, but like.
Had a video shoot.
Yeah, then we had a video shoot, and then I got my period right before the video shoot, so I'm like, oh wow, subhanallah.
That you get to eat in their faces.
No, because tell me how I ate a bite of a cookie, we had to leave. My water ran out before I got to the location. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
"Ah."
It's always those
I'm
days
cooked.
when you're fasting the whole day, and
then
right before
5:30
it's iftar,
p.m. Bro, and it's like it can't even be 6 o'clock. Like
Yeah.
it really be like 5:30.
you gotta pretend you don't
like,
see it at that point.
So
Yeah, I know.
but what about you? Like your friends, were they fasting with you? Like, I don't know if all your friends are like Muslim or not. your
No, I actually
partner.
don't have a lot of Muslim friends, and in West Palm. I'm trying to think.
Is there like a community of like Arabs there, like Sudanese at least?
There's definitely a Sudanese community. The ages are different. Like they're like younger.
Oh,
They're like
okay.
they're like kids. Kodo fasted with me. This was his second Ramadan fasting with me. Shout out to him. And then
That's real.
yeah, he's dope for that because last year he was definitely struggling.
Yeah.
But this year it was like he got on a wave. He got on a wave. He really enjoyed it. We're making up our days now.
Yeah.
So we just fasted last
good.
Wednesday.
Nice.
So he made it a lot easier. But then I had like last year, I didn't do it this year, but last year it was like I had a Eid, like a gift exchange with my best friend.
Oh, that's so cute.
But like it's like one thing I want to do is that like I want to be able to have a community with me. And you just gotta, get lucky with friends that are actually like, I care about you just as much as you care about this.
We here.
Yeah, facts.
We're
Let's
here.
do it
It's
next
on
year.
at my place next year, bro. Like for real.
Like that means so much to me because I'm like, damn, this is the shit that matters for real.
It's true.
It really is like the only thing that matters is like friends and community. But Ramadan this year was great. Shout out coconut water. It was just difficult with teaching. All that talking.
Okay.
talking
Yeah.
is crazy.
Teaching. What's it like? Like
I love
fourth
the
grade,
kids.
right?
If you ever hear me say my kids, it's not my actual kids. It's my students.
said I do not have no children.
Yeah, but those are my kids.
You're
like,
a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
English
I love
or like that's
all
your
subjects.
class. Oh, okay, all
all
wow.
subjects. It's fourth grade. I'm not really a fan of.
Just teaching one subject.
No, I'm just not a fan of the what I have to teach. If you catch my drift, like I don't really like
The
teaching.
sanctimonious? Or
Like teachers don't get the same freedom that they used to get when I was in school.
Oh, okay.
There's really
you're
no
limited to what you have to teach.
I don't
so
know.
I
limited.
mean, because I know
I'm so limited.
Oh, wow.
because what's
Yeah.
his face?
Oh, okay.
Or
I'm so limited.
I get it now.
Yeah, I'm so limited.
can you not speak on it? Is that a thing?
No, I can speak on it.
Oh,
It's
okay, I
just
was gonna say. I don't
it's
know.
like it's just limited in the sense of like everything's so fast paced. Everything's like testing. When I was in school, it was not like that.
Yeah.
Specifically when I was their age, like my teachers used to make everything fun.
Yeah. Fourth grade was
Yeah,
a
fourth
fun
grade,
year.
third grade, like it was amazing. In third grade, I had Miss Robinson and Miss Casperson. They were like, Miss Robinson was a blind teacher.
Oh yes,
She was
I
my
just-
teacher
I
that
just
was
saw your
blind.
post.
Yeah, shout out to her. She like it was a different time. It was a different time then. You could bring like we used to have like a potluck. Like everybody bring their own food from home. You can't do that now. Field trips.
There was a lot of love. There was a lot of love.
There was so
I
much
think now
love.
it's definitely like on like man, we need to like get these kids to memorize these things.
Memorize.
Not even
They're
teach.
not even memorizing it for real.
Yeah.
Bro, they trying to be on TikTok.
They're not even memorizing it
Yo,
for real.
what's it like with their attention spans? Like
Crazy because my kids don't pull out their phone in class. I
Oh.
don't even have that issue.
that's good. That means they love
Yeah,
you.
that's good.
Yeah, no, they love me. They definitely do. Like, I taught for a little bit last year. I taught for like the last 3 months of the school year. That's when I decided I was gonna teach. It was like for 2 reasons. One, I couldn't get myself to get out of bed for anything else. Like, kids are gonna make me feel guilty if I miss a day of work because
Because then they're like, "Where were you yesterday?"
exactly. Like I think about that, but I also needed stability.
Yeah.
I had just graduated film school, and I was like, I need stability. I need. I got into like a terrible car wreck.
Oh.
My car got totaled. Like, alhamdulillah, I came out of it, but I got hit by a drunk driver, and my car got completely
Jesus.
totaled. Yeah, it got. I was leaving school, and it got totaled.
Was
and
this like at night or like in the
yeah, it
morning?
was at night. I was leaving school. I was leaving campus. I was still in film school at the time. I left school, and this truck just came and just. It was like
Like a pickup truck?
no. It was like a SUV type of vibe. He hit me, knocked my car over 3 lanes, and hit my side only.
Galabet? No. Oh, did it?
No, thank God.
good.
Yeah, it hit
I was
me.
saying it
It hit
flipped
my
over?
side only. So, like, I was in the driver's seat, and my entire chair got pushed over, like to the passenger seat.
Wow.
Yeah, and it hit the window. It was crazy. I definitely was like, damn.
Yeah.
But I walked out like sore. I got like a CT scan or whatever. So that car was paid off. It was like I had like I bought that car like $5,000 cash.
Oh, okay.
And when the car got hit, it was like immediately I knew it was totaled. Because if you saw the car, you were like, yeah, you didn't even think somebody survived that.
Yeah, wow.
So I walked out of it. Alhamdulillah, everything was good. But I didn't have a car. And that's when it started hitting me like, I need stability. Like, I got to get a job. Like, I got to. At that point, I was babysitting. I was just like, I was focused on film, you know, and I stay at home. I still live at home with my mom. So I had the flexibility to do that, you know? So when I got my car, it was like, that's when the shift happened. I was like, I need to get a job
Yeah.
because I'm not even gonna be able to get a used car again. The market was so bad.
Yeah.
The market was terrible. I couldn't. I got $8,000 for the car that I paid 5 for, so I knew that it wasn't gonna work. So
Yeah.
I started teaching for 3 months, and then I still teach, but this is my last year.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is your last
Whoa.
Yeah, it's my last year.
So what you doing?
Film.
You
Full
locked in,
time.
Type it
Full
in.
Full time, yeah.
Yes.
director.
Yeah,
Director,
it's like working out
cinematographer.
with Hayati. Because
Yeah,
the
alhamdulillah.
timeline, it won't
It
even make
is.
sense.
So even Hayat, this is your first like you're directing fully. Your director debut, right?
This is my feature film directorial debut. Everything
Feature
else I've
film.
directed too.
Okay,
Yeah.
feature film
All the
director
7 short
debut.
films I've directed.
Okay,
Okay.
for sure, for sure.
Speaking
so,
of short films,
Go ahead,
I
yeah.
mean, how short is this film? So we can.
I
get
sent
into it.
over the one I sent was 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, we can watch that like
Yep.
1:45.
145.
Talk about it for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this conversation.
It's the actual film is like maybe 15 to 20, but I sent 5.
Okay,
Cute,
bet.
cute.
And
And wait, I would just want to say, could you just like let everyone in the camera know like where they can find your films if like they want to watch and stuff?
Where they can find my films. I don't even know if I have many out. My YouTube is Eyes of a Moon, EYESOFA Moon, and then my Instagram is probably where you'll get most of the updates, which is Son of Africa with 2 A's at the end.
Cool.
can you watch it at 135? I know Phil has to leave at like 2.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, you're so
right.
right.
So,
So in like 3
In
minutes.
like 3 minutes, right?
Okay, well tell us a little bit about this. What you're gonna show us. I guess.
Forever's Here. Forever's Here I shot was my last short film of the semester of 2022, I want to say. It was the last short film. It was a 4-day shoot. It was where I had like actors that I didn't know. This was like a coming to terms with death film. Like it was my goodbye, I guess, to film school and to like everything that I kind of went through in film school. So it means a lot to me. It probably means out of all the movies that I've made, this probably means the most to me.
Wow.
It explores death in a different way. So the premise of it, without like giving too much away, is you live in a world where people celebrate your dying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know
That's-
that low key's. I feel like that's some shit Drake would say.
Yeah.
Not to make it like that, but that's really
Yeah,
interesting.
I learned a lot on this film. I feel like this is where I really felt like I could be a director.
Yeah.
I really was like, this is, you meant for this. Like,
Yeah.
So
I'd love to see you on set, like directing.
No,
Yeah.
I
for
don't
real.
even know what that encompasses. besides-
Hayati.
Okay.
Hayati will be shot all in West
We
Palm,
can come?
Boca.
We can come watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah. Easy.
I'm
Sure?
so excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hold the boom mic.
Crying.
I'll hold the
Yeah.
Yeah,
boom.
definitely.
there.
No, especially because I told you, like, it's gonna be a lot of extras.
Okay.
Oh,
for this.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll be extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It'll
suck
be
as
dope.
an actor, but if I could just stand there, like,
No, we're gonna need a lot of people.
okay,
Yeah.
bet.
We have a whole wedding scene.
All right.
Yeah.
It is. Ayo.
Yeah.
I'm
But
so
yeah,
excited.
Forever's Here
Mhm.
means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's.
I
on
feel like that's
YouTube?
where I made peace with death.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think like?
Oh no, it's not on YouTube.
It's
It's
not on
still
YouTube?
in editing. This
Oh,
is
it's still
this
in
is also the
editing.
part that took me the longest to figure
Wow.
out how to make it come through. Because it was like it's not perfect, but it's the one that I tried to make come through the way that I envisioned it. I feel like the actors did a lot of the work in that.
Wow.
You'll see in the scenes like they put in their
But
whole
sometimes
heart.
it's like, you know, a movie really doesn't call for like crazy. Like it's about the chemistry
Yeah.
and like the dialogue and stuff.
The last scene, like that whole last scene of the movie is probably like, yeah,
Like
Yeah.
that.
that was like they did what they needed to do.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to watch it.
Whenever you are.
I'm so excited.
Let's do it.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yo, D, where you at, man? I'm at the party. Everybody's here looking for you. Call me back.
Hmm. knew I'd find you here.
Okay, that was fire.
Bruh.
Bro, the fucking heartbeats was making me anxious as fuck.
Yeah.
I thought like they were gonna. I don't know why. I guess because I saw the blue playback, so I thought
Yeah.
it was like longer.
Yeah, it's like because I was telling you yesterday when you messaged, I went to editing and I guess I left some parts in
Oh,
it.
so you just,
Yeah, so I had to cut it.
dude, that was crazy.
I was so back and forth on what part to show you guys because right after that is when like everything happens. But I was like, dang. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got me.
Yeah.
Can
so
you
what you
send me
think?
the full thing?
I can definitely send you guys the full
Yeah,
thing.
I
wanna
thought
watch
I thought it
it.
was pretty fire. I
Yeah.
thought it was amazing, honestly.
Nice.
The actor, I don't know,
Julian,
Julian.
the main one.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he killed that shit.
Yeah.
He
This
killed
was his
that
first
shit.
acting role.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
And then also just the lighting, the shots.
Yeah.
Like some of
Yes.
like when he first sat down and the I don't know, like the
the
shadows cast
car?
over his face and then he lit the joint. And he
That's
laid
my.
down.
Oh, no,
Those
no.
two are my favorite shots in the whole thing.
Bro, I love that
Yeah.
shot.
And when he's laying back. And
Even
smoking.
in the car, even in the car too,
Yeah.
with the light in his face, like
Yeah.
that shit was dope. I honestly need to see the whole thing though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
me
like,
too.
yeah, like I got blue balls right now.
No, literally. And I think too, cause like we turned off the lights and we came back, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just, no. I was gonna say though, the thing that got me first. You're talking about the sound. Like the sound was amazing.
I had to
Yeah.
crisp it. I had
Yeah.
to do
She
so
was
much. Yeah.
crisp.
Yeah.
You know, it's
crisp.
crazy. A lot of that was done last night.
Wow.
way.
Like the bouncing of the balls, I had
Yeah.
to like grab from YouTube
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
And
And put it in
then-
sync.
and put it in
Wow.
sync. And it was crazy
Yeah.
because I had to cut.
Mm.
You know, when that pressure hits, you get to work.
Yeah.
But when there's no pressure,
Right,
What about the
yeah.
heartbeat?
No, I feel you.
YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, no copyright though. I didn't steal anything.
Type.
Yeah.
You always type
No
type
heartbeat.
in.
Yeah, 'cause
Heartbeats
no
are like
copyright
yeah.
heartbeat sound effects.
Cause finding music is like so hard. That was actually Kodo's instrumental.
Oh really?
So I took that and we're gonna redo it without the waves. 'Cause I don't know if you peeped, there was like waves.
Yes.
did, I
and-
did,
No,
I
I
did.
was like that was good
You
because
like the
you were
waves?
talking about the AC in the gym. You know
Yeah.
why too? Like, I think you were talking about how this is about death,
Yeah,
coming to terms with death.
yeah.
Death and the ocean are very like
Synonymous?
mutually
They are
synonymous for
synonymous,
me.
right.
Yeah.
Because like when you die, you return back to the earth, and the ocean
Yeah.
is like,
To dust.
yeah, literally
Yeah.
like in the
Yeah.
like, you know, you just like go back into nature and like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh my god, I'm about to cry right now.
No.
Stop! I'm so emotional. You make me so emotional. Oh my god, stop.
Yeah.
I'm getting my period, guys. Stop.
Crying.
No,
It-
but
I'm sorry. It's just so cool to see, like, you know, you have an idea in your fucking head, bro,
Yeah.
and then it's there visually.
This was
yeah.
the movie that has, out of all the movies I've ever done, translated exactly, if not better. And everything went wrong on that set. The first, like the
On-
day
on this
before.
set?
Yeah,
Oh.
I
yeah.
lost all my locations.
Oh,
It wasn't supposed to be in a
wow.
basketball court.
What was
if
it
you-
supposed to be?
I don't even. I think it was supposed to be a park.
Oh wow.
He was supposed to be by the water,
Mm-hmm.
and then I ended up.
Why couldn't you do it? Did
we
it
just
rain or?
we just didn't get like it started raining that
Mhm.
first day. It started raining, and then the day we started it, we were like, if it rains today, we can't really do
it
continuity if we do it here today, do it here tomorrow. I had to change everything like right before,
Damn.
and it ended up working out so
I
much
was
better.
about to
Yeah,
say, like, how do you feel about that? the
I-
change? 'Cause,
I feel like we got to be so flexible with the lighting.
Yes.
Because the actual shot, the movie starts with them in the basketball court, but it's daytime.
okay,
It's just a regular basketball court.
yeah,
But then it ends
the
with
juxtaposition.
yeah. Then it ends with them back in that. That's why he says, "Knew I'd find you here."
Yeah.
That's like their,
Oh,
that's,
shit, okay.
that's like their
Dude,
place. Yeah.
You know, and like the whole like basketball theme in it really like
Yeah.
reminds
It's
me
like
of High
Coach
School
Carter.
Musical. Yeah.
He
okay,
was
well,
with the suit. Yeah.
no, like yeah, I feel like also like basketball is such a release for like black men.
For
like,
sure.
just dealing
For
with their
sure.
emotions and stuff
Like
that,
it just ended up working out.
It-
like the
it makes
lighting, that
sense.
entire last scene where they're just in the basket because it ends with them in the basketball court. It's like chef's kiss, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
shout out to the crew. I couldn't have done it without them. I wouldn't want to do it without them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing, like, that's very, like, I'm a director, but I'm a director with my crew.
Let's get some names, like in the camera.
I
tell 'em
had
thank
Javon
you.
Scott on the camera.
Mhm.
Javon Scott, he lives in, like, Broward. He's not into film anymore. We don't really work together anymore. He's, like, on a new wave. He's very, like, with the church now. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
he's on a new wave. He's doing it, but shout out to him for this. My AD, assistant director, is the same director I've had the whole run. Christy, she's the director, assistant director on Hayati. The rest of the crew is basically everybody that's going to be on Hayati.
Mm.
It was really just the cinematographer. He just, like, has a new path.
Now you're
Okay.
coming back
But-
for part 2, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked together so much, and there's going to be some newbies on there because
Yeah.
with the student initiative, they want you to have students
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
so that they could get credit and
yeah,
stuff
that's
too.
actually really
So we're going to
fire.
have some newbies, but yeah.
And it gives them some experience
On
too,
lighting,
like,
we had Noe. Shout out to her. That's my girl.
cool.
Yeah, we're all pretty still tight
How'd
group.
you all meet?
School.
School?
Yeah.
Awesome.
School.
That is so cool.
Um,
Not the screenwriting class, right? But just like other
no, I actually
classes?
met none of them in that screenwriting class.
Mm.
Everybody else I met like that first semester when everything opened back up.
Mm.
But yeah.
Cool.
Going back on the you have an original idea, which was outside basketball court by the water,
Yeah.
and then it gets changed up to
It got
something you have
changed,
to do. You're like, okay, I have to do it here,
Yeah.
but it works out fine.
Yeah.
That kind of comes to show you, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's okay for the shit to change.
Yeah. You have
Yeah.
to be okay with
I
it.
know,
yeah.
yeah.
You can sit there and cry about it, but it's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
gonna change. And like
It's gonna change. Yeah.
when I'm directing, it's very like I panic
Yeah.
every other time, but when I'm directing, I do not panic. Like it's just not in me to panic. I'll panic the day before, the day after, leading up to it. But as soon as it's like, all right, we on set, it's a whole
Make it
different.
work.
It's a whole different ballgame because I feel like everybody's
Yeah.
looking at me,
Mhm.
and it's like it really starts at the top. If the director's losing his mind,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna lose their mind.
Yeah. The
And,
power
like,
comes from the top.
Yeah, the power comes
And
from
the
the top. But
composure,
I feel like
too.
I'm so close with my crew on set. Like, there's a lot of directors that'll be like, we got to get it done no matter what. Like, I'm not that person. It's very much like, do we all agree?
Mhm.
Like, we good? Everybody's good. Like, sound, we had to stop take so many times because my sound people were getting tired. It's like, I'm not about to kill you.
Yeah.
You're doing this for free. So I'm very
Yeah.
much like, when
Real.
things change, we like, okay, like, how are we going to change this? How are we going to come up with this? And everybody
Yeah.
put in the work. The lights, like, everybody had a light that they had to man. Sound, everybody tried their best. And it was like, it worked out so well.
That is so
yeah,
crazy.
it worked out so well.
Yeah. I feel like I get what you're
Yeah.
talking about with like, just adapting to change and stuff, because a lot of things we do, like we don't get permits to shoot at the locations we shoot at.
We just go in there and
We're
Yeah.
not gonna lie, we're trespassing. We're going to abandoned buildings. Like we're trying to like
Yeah.
we're getting anything we can get,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And like our friends, like bro, shout out our friends because they really put up with us, like and they
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
tolerate
you
us.
need that.
Yeah,
You need that
Yeah,
because I can't do it alone.
no, for real.
Can't do it
Yeah,
alone.
no,
I don't
you
care
can't.
how good of a director you are. You ain't shit without
Yeah.
your crew.
Like you can't
Yeah.
be, and like even us, like I'll edit our videos, but like I can't film myself and like
Right.
be behind the camera
Yeah.
at the
Right.
same time. You know,
even
like,
our first music video together was like a really bigger scale because you went to this abandoned location. We were trespassing and we invited over
Like
like
40
40
people.
people there.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do we manage these like people, some of these kids to like
Yeah.
calm the fuck down?
Yeah.
but then
everybody
also like set up to shoot and then
setting up
manage the
lights.
lighting
Right.
and then
We got like
you
three
know,
different cameras.
and then people are disagreeing on like what
Yeah.
shots like
To
we need to
get-
get, and I'm
yeah.
like,
Those are the things you're gonna look back on though. You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
damn. When everything
We-
is smooth sailing, you're gonna be like, it's kind of boring.
No, I look back. I look. No, worry. I look back at it now, from a year ago. And I'm like, I can't believe we did that shit. Like,
yeah,
It's like a constant
went
reminder. You could
perfectly.
do it.
Yeah.
You could do it.
and you can do it
Yeah.
again, and you can do it
Yeah.
again.
Cause
you
yeah,
know?
I always think to myself, let's just do it, and
Yeah.
if it, fucks up, fucks up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Pending on like how big of a fuck up it can
Right,
be.
right.
But like if we can take the risk, and the worst thing that can happen is maybe a no, or you guys should probably leave.
Right.
I'll take it. I'll eat
Because
that.
then you tried.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we tried
at
it.
least you
We
tried.
tried it.
Yeah.
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 So that's cool. How'd y'all get to the basketball court? Did y'all have
That's
access
the
to that? Oh, that's the school.
Oh,
The
that's
okay.
school was our
Palm Beach?
backup.
Okay.
Yeah, Palm Beach State
Nice.
College. shout out to
Resources,
them.
man.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah.
Always.
It was so much better. Like I definitely cried. That was the set I cried on.
Aw.
I was like, damn, because it was my last short film.
Oh, in school.
And like it was so nice. We had like a cake. It was like everybody came and gave a speech. It was like our goodbye. It was like the High School Musical ending.
Yeah.
When the series ends.
When they all did that. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
But it was great. I was like, if I could, I would think
Knowing
back
the
to
whole
that
time.
moment
Oh
a
my
lot.
God, yeah.
Because I feel like that's what
That's so
defined
cute.
it for me.
You wrote this yourself, this
Yeah.
whole thing. That's dope.
I wrote that myself.
That's so cool.
This is the only one that has like a co-writer, Hayati.
Hayati's the only thing that has a co-writer.
Oh.
Zoned and Trip with Kodo, because those are his music videos.
Okay.
Their
yeah.
music videos / short films. Those were co-written too.
Yeah.
But Forever's Here, it was like 10 drafts.
What's the oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
gonna
like
ask a
10
different
drafts.
question.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what's the process like? How's it different going from music video to
I was
feature
literally
film
at
or
the
short
same
film?
shit.
Yeah.
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 So I was against doing music videos
oh, really?
at first, just because I didn't.
They're not artistic.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
I-
I'm glad you changed your mind.
Yeah, it's what I thought, because I didn't want to just do music. Like when me and Kodo, when we came up with the idea for Zoned, I was like, I don't want to do just a music video. I want to do a short film. And he was like, I want to do a music video. So I was like, okay, well, we got to meet in the middle.
Combination.
Yeah, so it was like, if you ever saw Zoned, it goes into cuts. It's a story, and then there's music in between. And
Oh
we
my
made
God.
it. We made it about like a whole like
That's so
a
cool.
group of movers that suck at their job.
Ah, that's so funny.
Yeah, it was great. That also was like, I did that a month before Forever's Here.
Oh.
And that was
That's-
my first out of school project.
That's far. I feel like a lot of music videos, even like rap, like now,
Yeah.
they try to move their music videos into like cinema. It's cinema.
Yeah.
You know, and
Kodak, the Kodak video that we
that
watched
shit was
last
in
night.
cinema.
What
Talking
song
about
was
Skrilla.
it?
Skrilla.
Ah,
Yeah.
Nah, that
That's
shit
not
was
cinema.
cinema. I was heavily invested in the plot.
Yeah, I know why.
It
But
was so good. You should
what's
watch
it called? Yeah, it's like a lot of like, you know, Childish Gambino or
For sure. He's
or
definitely.
Yes,
for
you know,
2005.
A$AP Rocky,
Sweatpants.
Even Future and Drake.
Yeah.
what
Oh,
was it?
the Life's Good.
Yeah.
That was a good video. I
Like,
liked
it's
it.
there.
It's enjoyable.
It's there.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
like my thing. I was like, if we're gonna do this, like I'm not putting my touch on this. I'm not putting my
Yeah.
name to this if we don't do it. And it ended up being it was a great
Amazing.
time. It was a great time.
Yeah.
And then we just shot part 2 of it.
Oh,
I can't even say just like a year ago.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
editing now. Yeah.
you're funny.
And that one is more on the short film. The music doesn't come in until the end.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But it's so different.
So is that
Yeah,
is that
it's so
something you would do with other people? Like you
For
know,
sure.
Like, well, I trust nobody.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. for
no,
sure.
actually, we had this one song. Actually, no, it's out. It's called "Fall for Me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of had this like idea.
Your
Short
short
film. I
film
was like, I
idea.
want her to do it.
Yeah.
I want her to do it.
When it comes to like short film music videos, I'm real picky with the people I work with because I
Yeah.
don't want to charge.
Oh,
Like
really?
I don't.
Yeah.
I like the creative freedom of it. So it's like the way that I want to make sure it's people that
It's a collaboration.
it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I'm not doing it with everybody.
That's something
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
strive for. We don't like people to work for us. We want people to work with
like
us.
unless you're like
Right.
paying,
You know?
we're paying you like
Exactly.
Yeah,
for
we do
a
wanna
class or
pay.
something.
Yeah.
Fiverr, shout out Fiverr.
Yeah.
I'd be on Fiverr all the time.
With that, it's like I don't. That's the one thing when it comes down to like I've done it with That Feel Records because those are my boys. Like Sheldon was one of the first people that I did short films with.
Yeah,
so
that's so
with
cool.
him, I was like, whatever you want, like we can make it happen. So that's kind of how I've kept it. I'm like, not
Yeah.
really. I'll do this with people that like enjoy it the same way that I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What about like, you know, the song or like maybe the music gets you to like
it has. To, I have to
invested
see it.
Mm.
Like I have to see it in my head.
you have to
Okay.
see
I
the
have to
vision.
like visualize like is
Yeah.
this cinematic or not? Because it's like with Zoned and with even Codename. There's a song that I did with Sheldon. It was Codename, and I could see it in my head. Like when it comes down to writing or when it comes down to doing movies, I before I write, I see it in my head. Like I see the pictures in my head and I see the movement in my head. So that's how I know if it's cinematic, and I gotta listen to it. Like
Sure.
I gotta know it just as well as the artist.
I
I
have
feel you.
I have one more question because we gotta wrap up like
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
really soon, right? I just want to ask about Sanford.
Ah.
Like, what's up with that?
Sampha is I was put onto Sampha in 2016.
Yeah,
Changed
What
my
was
life.
the first song you heard?
Plastic.
Oh,
Plastic. I love that song so
Plastic.
much.
And it was 2016. Shout out my friend Jamal. He's also on film doing big things in
Yeah.
LA. He put me onto Sampha, and I remember listening to it in the car, and I felt like the car was floating. I was so
That's how I
mind blown.
felt.
Sanford
First
has
time I
like these
listened
like
too.
small projects with like minute-long songs. The first time I heard
Yeah.
heard of him was like I think it's Too Much with Drake,
Yeah.
and then I was like, let me just tap in
Yeah.
to him. And this was before 2016. I think I was younger than that, and I was like, this man's a gem.
He's different.
Like he's different. You feel
He's
me?
different.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's different.
And then when he dropped I forgot his previous album before this one he recently just dropped. I forgot
Lahai.
what's it called.
Lahai.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is this?
different.
Dude, it's so crazy because I'm like, are we all making music on the same softwares? Like,
Right.
this man is making music in like
I read like
a spaceship,
yeah,
bro. Like some
no, that's what plastic
alien,
sounds
like
that's what plastic sounds like for
Yeah.
sure.
And like I think my first song I heard from him was Without. Sorry, I'm basic.
yeah.
But like I was like, no, like there's no way this is like people be
This is a
producing
human.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
and,
not
like,
human.
This is a human.
Yeah.
Like, how
Yeah.
are these sounds? Like, what
Yeah.
are these sounds?
Yeah.
Like, that
No,
was just
yeah.
so cool to me.
Like that's one of the that's probably the greatest album I've ever heard was Process. And oh my gosh, like you know how people say music gets you through stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That entire 2020, that's what I had.
For
Music
sure.
does get you through stuff.
For sure.
Music does get you through stuff. I think, like, I feel like most of, like, the time you try to, like, I don't know, because there's a lot of controversial artists, you know, in the world. So people are like, oh, this song got me through this, but, like, though he's canceled or, like, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't feel like that with Sanford, though. Like,
Never.
man, this is so
No,
chill.
I've seen Sanford twice, like in
and
person.
you just saw him, right?
I saw him in Atlanta, and then he came to Miami. I went to Atlanta because I thought he wasn't coming to Miami.
Oh.
And then he dropped the North American tour and came to Miami. I'll go
That's
again
actually
and
crazy.
again and again. Like
I feel like Rain went there too for Sanford.
He
right?
did.
Our first
did.
person we interviewed, like they
Yeah.
love Sanford as well. They
Yeah,
went
he
to that
also went
same-
to Atlanta.
to see
So
something.
Yeah.
we were talking about it on the podcast.
he's amazing, man. Like
Yeah.
that's a gem. And then like I was reading an article. He's about to jump into his directing bag too.
That's
Oh,
fine.
what?
He's about to do movies.
He gotta
Yeah.
hit you up.
Right?
Teach him
yeah.
a few
Like,
things.
yeah, let me know.
Like,
All right, I do think we have to wrap up.
Yeah.
So, is there any last things you want to say to the camera or anything like that?
This was great. Like
We
this
love
was
you.
awesome.
Thank you
Love
for
guys,
coming on.
too.
Yeah.
This was great. I would definitely do it again. And
Yay.
yeah, I'm glad that we like merged.
yeah,
And
me
hopefully
too.
it stays like a
alhamdulillah.
merge.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
connect.
yeah.
I'm gonna tap you in with the Sudanese, bruh. Everywhere, globally.
The creative ones.
Oh yes, the
ones.
creative ones.
Yeah,
There's a lot
creative
more
ones.
than you think, you know. I
Right.
used to be like, where y'all at? But
Right.
I'm finding some. I'm
Yeah.
finding some.
That's fire.
Yeah. Do you wanna drop your IG and just any other information to the camera?
Yeah, Son of Africa, SUNOFAFRICAA on Instagram. Yeah, if you go on my Instagram, you could just tap into everything from there.
Mhm.
Keep updated with Hayati Film. It's also on my other Instagram, but it's on my page. And yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty much it.
For sure. I'm Aster.
I'm Rayanne. This was Trust the Process.
We'll trust nobody.
See you in 2 weeks.